Welcome back to Take a Break. I'm Tim Stenovec in New York. With doors to most event spaces still closed due to the pandemic, well, the new can't miss events for some seem to be happening on the buzzy new audio-only app Clubhouse. Tesla CEO Elon Musk made his debut on the platform on Sunday night, and his appearance quickly became the hottest ticket for many users on the platform. Bloomberg tech reporter Ed Ludlow joins me now from San Francisco to discuss. Hey Ed, okay, let's take a big step back. For people who haven't yet heard of Clubhouse, perhaps they don't live on Twitter like you and I do. What exactly is it, and what was Elon Musk doing there last night?
Yeah, so Clubhouse is an invite-only social media platform. It's app-based. It launched in March of last year. And basically what it allows for is moderators to host audio conversations, basically conference calls that others, if they are a part of the app, can listen in on. You can engage by commenting in a similar way to how a live stream would work on Twitter or on Instagram. And there's an air of exclusivity around it, right? Because it's invite only. You know, they've grown really quickly, but what you see, for example, with Elon Musk last night is a number of high-profile names kind of having accounts on the platform. And in terms of Musk's debut, it was chaos. You know, like he covered such a broad range of subject matter, from Tesla and what Tesla plans to do with its battery cell suppliers, to dialing in the Robinhood CEO to ask him basically point blank what was going on over the last 7 days with the halts Robinhood made around certain stocks linked to Reddit trading, which I know you guys have covered an awful lot. He talks about Neuralink, which is one of the startups that he is a founder and CEO of, and discussed about how Neuralink has moved on to the next stage of progress by inserting an implant into the brain of a monkey so the monkey can play video games. And of course, as has been the case with Elon Musk over the last 10 days, he also talks about cryptocurrencies, specifically Bitcoin. You know, this isn't the first instance that he's commented on Bitcoin, and we have seen swings in Bitcoin price following that. Same again, you know, he discussed Bitcoin and said he'd wished he'd got into the cryptocurrency earlier. So a lot of subject matter, an interesting call. It's very hard to keep up with, but that's it.
I want to make sure I understand this. Even the wealthiest person, the richest person in the entire world, wishes he got in earlier on an investment.
Yeah, he told this anecdotal story about how somebody had given him a piece of a cake that had the Bitcoin logo on it back in 2013, and that he wished he had got into it at that point, but that he, you know, is now in on the cryptocurrency.
Okay. There's a lot to unpack here, Ed. I want to just stick, before we talk about monkey brains, I want to talk a little bit about what Elon Musk was like on Clubhouse in the context of, you know, controlling the conversation versus people asking him questions. How does that work? I mean, we know that Elon Musk is really relatively rare for somebody in his position to actually have a Twitter account, and he doesn't hold back when it comes to Twitter. What was the context of the conversation that he had yesterday? Was it an interview that he did? Was he controlling the conversation?
Yes, so this is classic Elon Musk. For those that don't follow Elon Musk closely, he does not behave as a typical CEO of a publicly traded company might. He doesn't do a lot of one-on-one media interviews. He does join forums, online panels, virtual events. Of course, he participates in the quarterly Tesla earnings call. But, you know, he is very engaged on platforms like Twitter and now Clubhouse. Basically, some high-profile moderators on the site, including some well-known VCs who back Clubhouse, asked him questions. He listened and answered each question. He didn't refuse to answer any of the questions. You know, Elon Musk has a good track record of engaging with individuals, you know, directly on Twitter, as well as on the Tesla earnings calls. Tesla do something quite unique, which is that they invite retail investors to submit questions every quarterly earnings through a website called say.com. So it's not that new for Elon Musk. He does engage with people through different forums. He does take on sometimes controversial questions that a CEO might otherwise dodge, and he answers them. And last night on Clubhouse was no different.
Okay, so let's talk monkey brains here, because you mentioned this in the context of Neuralink, and what's getting a lot of attention today, at least the conversations that I'm seeing play out online, is this idea that there is a monkey with Neuralink that can play video games?
So going back to basics, Neuralink is an Elon Musk startup that was born out of this idea that if AI and machine learning is coming, eventually there needs to be a way for human beings to have a direct involvement with that. In other words, how can we interact with computers? And Elon Musk and Neuralink's solution is for a brain implant, a tiny implant with incredibly thin wires that go into your brain. The first kind of real aim is that it could help people with severe brain or spinal injuries, you know, recover and regain some motor neuron function. But there are other big picture use cases. We don't know a lot about Neuralink, and so this is why this is kind of newsy, that Elon Musk revealed that they've moved on in their experimentation. They had previously been experimenting on a pig, I think I'm right in saying. Now, Elon Musk is saying they have a very well-treated monkey who is very calm and safe and happy, and they are hoping that this latest iteration of their research, the implant into the monkey's brain, which Elon Musk says is not detectable, it's a very inobtrusive procedure, will allow the monkey to play virtual Pong, basically, with other monkeys. Wow. And he's saying that it's well treated. But underscoring all of this is the long-term aim that Neuralink will give a platform, a mechanism for humans to interact with computers, through the brain, and hopefully more near-term to kind of help human beings recover from brain damage, from spinal injuries, where they may have lost some motor neuron functionality.
Look, that would be a fantastic thing to have. Ed, I got to tell you, this feels like it's less about Elon Musk and sort of more about Clubhouse and where Clubhouse is right now. I got to tell you, just in the last 5 days, I've received, I've heard from 2 people who have invites to Clubhouse in totally separate parts of my social circle. It certainly feels like it's growing. As we highlighted in a recent Bloomberg News piece, it has an estimated 5 million users, a jump from 3 million just a few days ago. And then last week, Andreessen Horowitz helped lead a round valuing it at $1 billion. That was a $100 million round, according to Axios. Is this Clubhouse's moment?
It appears to be. I mean, Elon Musk is not the only high-profile person to go through with using the app, right? He had the Robinhood CEO dial in and make his debut in the same conversation. Oprah Winfrey has taken to the platform, as has Jared Leto. A number of celebrities use it in the music and entertainment industry. The whole point of it, though, is there's supposed to be an element of exclusivity. It's invite only. And there's supposed to be an element of privacy. The app does not allow you to record the conversation unless every single party who is a part of that conversation says that you can, but there could be thousands of people participating. So it's very hard to plot the growth trajectory for a platform that's balancing those 2 things, exclusivity and privacy. But it is becoming increasingly popular, and if you look at some of the big names that use it, not just on the kind of celebrity side and well-known person side, but the venture capitalists that are backing it as well, it looks like this could take off. But right now, if you take a Twitter or an Instagram that have tens, if not hundreds of millions of users, it is still very small scale. And the kind of reading between the lines, that's what they want to keep it at, as exclusive, invite only. And as we saw, some of the moderators saying last night, this Elon Musk event also caused them some engineering difficulties. They had server issues, people struggling to join. And as a consequence, pirated versions of the live stream popped up in places like YouTube. So it seems like there's still a lot for the app to work out.
I would imagine if you're for a growing startup, those are good problems to have, capacity issues. Ed Ludlow for us in San Francisco. Ed, thank you as always for your time. Great to see you.